Hi class, welcome to the preliminary bibliography unit. We are going to very quickly look through the process of finding articles using the University of North Texas Library Database. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you. So this is the homepage of the UNT library. I got to that by clicking this link that is in your finding sources page in your module or in your unit. We are only looking at EBSCO and Gale databases, and you are limited to just those databases. You'll need to log in using your accounts login and your EUID. All right, so I'm going to click that button on this screen. It's over on the right-hand side of the page. If you notice, I'm not logged in just yet. So now I'm logged in. And I'm going to have to go back over to the research page. No, I have to go back over to home. All right. So we're going to go to home. And then once we go to home, then I will be able to get started now that I'm all logged in. All right. So we're going to go to databases once we get back in. Databases on the right-hand side of the screen, right over here. And then once you do that, you're going to go to EBSCO host. EBSCO is the easiest to use, and it also is going to have more sources. So I strongly recommend EBSCO. There's EBSCO host right there. There's Academic Search Complete right there. Both of these are EBSCO databases. I personally like Academic Search Complete, and it's the one that I go to most. EBSCO host is extremely expansive, so it's going to have a lot of stuff in it, but it may have too much stuff in it. So I personally like Academic Search Complete. I have to log in again. All right, so now that we're in, then you want to follow these instructions, all right? So you want to make sure that you are limiting your search options to full text, scholarly, peer-reviewed academic journal articles, all right? So I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to limit my results to full text, which is this box over here, peer-reviewed over there, and then academic journals there. All right, so do that before you get started, or you're going to end up with results that you cannot use, and it's only going to frustrate you. So please, 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 every time you do this, make sure that you are completing this one task, all right? And that is to limit your search results to full text, peer-reviewed academic journals. All right, and then I'm just going to put in something I'm currently researching, which is online learning. All right, and once I get in, if you notice, I have 25,294 results. So I only need 10. So I'm gonna, kind of scroll through a bit and just see if there's anything that I can use. Like I'm gonna skip this one because it has burnout, and that's an off-limits topic for us. Clinical stress, that's something also that we can't talk about. But identification of effective measures in an e-learning system, that we can talk about. We can talk about motivation and intensity. That's good. And then factors influencing college students' learning engagement in the online learning environment. I'm sorry, online learning community. Maybe this one. Let's try this one. So we're going to grab this article. A couple of things I'm going to look for first. I'm going to look to make sure it's a PDF article, or it's a PDF attached to the article. I'm tongue-tied. All right, so a couple of things that we want to do once we get in. We want to make sure, that it's a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article, all right? So a few things that make articles scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles are abstracts, which is what this thing in the pink is, and also keywords. So far, so good. Looks like this is certainly going to be a source that I can use. I always like to find sources that have subheadings because it helps to clarify exactly what's between the lines here. So I love a good subheading. And so I strongly recommend that as you're looking at articles, choose ones that have subheadings. Another thing that we want to pay attention to, make sure it's a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article. You want to scroll all the way down to the end and look for, voila, references. If your article does not have references, it is not a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article. That is a hallmark. of a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article? References. So you want to make sure that your article has references. Now that this article has checked out, I'm going to go back to now work on citing it. All right. So cool thing is here in the right-hand navigation bar, you have a cite feature. Click on the cite feature. You want to scroll down to MLA 9. There you go. And you're going to grab this one. All right. You're going to grab this one because everything's already laid out for you. Notice the italics here. Notice that all of the titles are capitalized properly and the person's name is capitalized properly. So you want that. You always want it if it's already done for you. If not, you'll have to do that before you turn in your paper. Now, this DOI is here, and it has libproxy.library.edu. What you want to get, though, is a permalink. And the reason you want to get the permalink is because the permalink is going to always take me to the right spot, right? Sometimes those DOIs are problematic. Sometimes they work. A lot of times they work, but sometimes they don't. And the DOI doesn't include the EBSCO.com login. And I found that students sometimes have issues with it and it takes me to Sage or something like that. And then the student can't use the article because it didn't come from EBSCO, right? And the student has to go back in and then find a permalink and put it in to show that the article actually came from EBSCO. So do this from the beginning, save yourself a lot of grief. You want to make sure that you grab that permalink, which is right here, and you want to add it to the end of your citation, right? So here's your citation. What you're going to do is you're going to delete this guy right here, take it away, and then you're going to add that permalink, right? And this is when you copy and paste it onto your Word doc or onto your Google Doc, whatever you're using to collect your different sources. You want to make sure that you go through this process because that permalink means so much when I'm verifying your sources, and it's a good thing for you to have when you're trying to get back to your sources. All right, so that's a quick overview. I hope this helps. If you need to slow it down and rewind this and look at the instructions again, don't feel like that's a bad thing. This can be a very overwhelming process. It's easy for me because I've done it so many times, but you may have to do it a few times before it's easy for you. But don't get frustrated. Once you do it a few times, it'll just run like clockwork. All right. Good luck. I can't wait to read your preliminary bibliographies. See you next time.